Mutarotation is basically the change in the configuration or change in the optical form of the molecule because of the change in the equilibrium. It is basically the conversion of the alpha form or the alpha anomers to the beta anomers on the basis of the presence of or the concentration of these anomers in the mixture. In this section, we are going to discuss about the mutarotation, that what is actually the mutarotation and how it occurs, and then we will discuss about the Fisher projection, and also we will discuss about the Haworth projection. So starting with the mutarotation. Mutarotation, as I have mentioned, that it is basically the change in the optical form or optical rotation of the carbohydrate or the molecule on the basis of the change in the equilibrium. Now, whenever D-glucose is crystallized at room temperature, first, in order to crystallize, a solution of glucose is prepared, and then it is set at room temperature for the formation of the crystals. Fresh solution is prepared. It shows specific rotation of the polarized light. First, it shows the rotation that is plus 112 degree. Then after 12 to 18 hours, if you again check the optical rotation of the polarized light, it changes to plus 52.5 degree. This change, basically this change in optical rotation or of the polarized light is due to the change in the optical isomer or that is present in the mixture, that is present in the solution or the solution of the glucose. That's because whenever there is a change in the chemical equilibrium, these anomers, because of the presence of anomeric carbon, they keep on changing. They keep on converting from the alpha form into beta form, from one form of the optical isomer to another form, as they are interchangeable. The alpha D-glucopyranose rotation of 112 degree and beta D-glucopyranose cause rotation of 19 degree. So basically, the rotation, the ability to cause the rotation is different from each other. That's why the specific rotation of polarized light is different at different times. 1/3 are alpha type and 2/3 are beta variety to get the specific rotation of plus 52.5 degree. It is saying that when in the mixture there is a presence of 1/3 of alpha type, the alpha glucose, and when there is a presence of 2/3 beta variety, then the optical rotation will be plus 52.5 degree. And if only alpha glucopyranose are present, then the rotation will be of 112 degree. Coming to the Fisher formula, this straight formula that we use that is the most simplest formula that we mostly use for the structure of the carbohydrate is basically the Fisher formula. It this is not actually, or it does not show the actual formula of the carbohydrate. It basically gives us an overview, or it is a 2D formula, or whenever we see the structure of the carbohydrate just from our eye, if we look upon the central carbon atom, the 2D form or the 2D structure that is visible to our eye, that is actually the Fisher formula, the Fisher projection that we draw, and it gives the simplest form to the carbohydrate structure. Here you can see this Fisher formula. This O is showing that there is a bond between this carbon and this carbon, and the cyclic structure that will be formed is due to the linkage between these two carbon atoms. This is the structure of alpha D-glucose. Traces of intermediary. It means that where there is a presence of both the alpha glucose and the beta glucose, and then beta D-glucose. Now you can see that the difference in both of them is due to the side, or due to the position from where, or the direction from where the hydroxyl group will attack to the carbon atom. If it attacks from the right side or from the left side, that will result in the formation of alpha and beta glucose. Now, when this Fisher formula or Fisher structure is represented or converted into a structural form or a cyclic form, it is known as Haworth formula or Haworth projection. Haworth projection is basically more accurate as compared to the Fisher formula, but it is not exactly what the carbohydrate structure is. Basically, carbohydrates have more chair-like conformation or chair-like structure in nature. But these are much more cyclic or as compared to the chair form conformation. Here, if you can see this carbon and the linkage between this carbon and hydroxyl group that was shown, it results in the formation of bond or the cyclic. This is the oxygen atom that is shown here, and it results in the formation of the bond between these two carbon. And there will be the formation of a cyclic ring. And Haworth suggests the name of these cyclic ring. He said that this is the pyranose because it consists of six corners, and it resembles the pyrene ring in its structure. And he said he named the 5-member or 5-corner ring as a furanose because he said that it resembles to the furan ring. Also, these are the anomeric carbon that is present in the structure that are responsible for formation of the anomers, as there will be the alpha or beta anomers. Alpha whenever this hydroxyl group is present opposite to the this aldehyde group, and if it is present to the same side, then beta anomers. And now here you can see clearly that it fairly depends upon from which side the hydroxyl group will attack to the carbon atom. When it will decide that whether the compound or the resulting molecule will be the alpha form or in the beta form. This is the alpha D-glucopyranose Haworth formula, and this is the beta D-glucopyranose Haworth formula. So this was all about this section in which we discussed about we discussed about the mutarotation, that whenever there is a change in equilibrium, there may be the conversion of one form of isomers or one form of optical form into the other optical form that will result in the change in the optical rotation of the molecule of the polarized light. We also discussed about the Fisher formula. And we discussed about the Haworth formula that is more accurate, and we also discussed about the anomers and the presence of anomeric carbon, and we discussed that because of the direction from which the hydroxyl group will attack to the carbon atom, it determines that the resulting molecule will be alpha or beta anomers. And also both these forms are interconvertible, that are actually result in the mutarotation. That is the basis of mutarotation. So this was all about this section. Thanks for watching Scardia.com.